The first episode of mating season opens with spring finally arriving in the forest after a long winter hibernation. Josh, a lovable but emotionally immature bear, wakes up inside his cave in a good mood, stretching and celebrating his first post-hibernation pee like it's a spiritual experience. But his happiness vanishes when he realizes his girlfriend Olivia is nowhere to be found. Josh stumbles outside only to discover the forest is already deep into mating season. Animals are pairing off everywhere around him, hooking up in every corner of the woods. His raccoon best friend Ray breaks the terrible news. Josh overslept by almost 2 weeks, and during that time Olivia left him for another bear named Carson, a massive, confident alpha bear who is basically everything Josh is not. While every other creature in the forest seems to be finding love, Josh is suddenly alone and abandoned. Ray tries to comfort him, but Josh spirals into heartbreak. The episode then shifts to a funeral being held for Sheila, a doe who was shot by hunters. Fawn is devastated over her mother's death, but things get even worse when her father Alan arrives at the funeral with a new young girlfriend named Cassie. Fawn is horrified that her father could move on so quickly while her mother's body is still being eaten nearby by scavengers. Cassie is friendly and admits she prefers older stags because younger males are emotionally immature disasters. Meanwhile, Fawn notices an older, sophisticated stag named Charles Ruley attending the funeral. Charles once knew her mother and charms Fawn with his intelligence, maturity, and calm demeanor. At the same gathering, Josh confronts Olivia. She introduces him to Carson, who's enormous, handsome, confident, and secure in himself. Josh begs Olivia to come back, but she tells him the problem was never just oversleeping. It was that Josh had been hibernating through life. According to Olivia, he never took anything seriously, while Carson represents the kind of mature partner she actually wants. The breakup scene is humiliating for Josh because he collapses into pathetic begging while everyone nearby watches the disaster unfold. Ray and Samantha hook up during the party. Their sexual encounter goes wrong when they experience a copulatory tie, a real biological phenomenon where animals get physically stuck together after mating. The two are forced to remain attached while arguing nonstop about whose fault it is. Back with Fawn, her attraction to Charles eventually leads to the two secretly making out in a meadow. They're discovered by Alan and Cassie. Alan explodes in outrage upon seeing his daughter romantically involved with someone twice her age, despite the fact that he himself is dating someone half his own age. Charles and Alan challenge each other in a stag duel, pawing at the ground before charging, but instead of an epic fight, both older deer injure themselves due to their aging bodies. One destroys his knee, while the other tears his Achilles tendon. At the same time, Josh decides he has to prove himself by fighting Carson. Ray attempts to train him, encouraging him to fight dirty like a raccoon, but Josh insists Olivia wants a real bear, not sneaky tricks. Eventually, Josh publicly challenges Carson to a fight. Carson initially refuses because he clearly sees Josh as no threat at all, which only humiliates Josh, but the confrontation escalates into a brutal wrestling match. Josh realizes Carson is stronger, and he resorts to the dirty tactics Ray suggested earlier. During the chaos, Josh bites Carson's penis completely off. Everyone freezes in horror. Josh himself is shocked by what he's done, explaining he only intended to injure Carson slightly and didn't expect the entire thing to detach. Carson is rushed away while everyone searches for the missing body part in the grass. Meanwhile, Ray and Samantha are still physically stuck together. During an emotional conversation, Ray confesses his fear of dying alone and suggests maybe fate tied them together for a reason. For one moment, it seems like Samantha might reciprocate his feelings, but the emotional vulnerability immediately ruins the physical connection, causing them to finally separate. Samantha leaves, calling Ray exhausting, despite admitting she's rooting for him. Elsewhere, Fawn is forced to take care of both her injured father and Charles after the pathetic duel leaves them barely mobile. Cassie abandons Alan once she realizes she'll be stuck helping him use the bathroom during recovery. Fawn confronts her father, admitting how abandoned she felt after her mother's death. Alan apologizes for avoiding his grief and for failing her emotionally. The animals reveal Carson died from blood loss after his injury. Despite frantic attempts to save him using leaves, dirt, and mud, they simply couldn't stop the bleeding. Carson's funeral follows shortly afterward, and against everyone's advice, Josh decides to attend. The mourners despise him. Still, Josh interrupts the ceremony to confess his love for Olivia in front of everyone, claiming he's finally awake to life and ready to become the bear she deserves. Instead of being moved, Olivia rejects him, reminding him that he killed her boyfriend. Ray then steps in to defend Josh with an emotional speech about loneliness, fear, love, and how difficult relationships are for everyone in the forest. The speech starts sincere but becomes derailed by Ray's bizarre personal trauma and mommy issues. The crowd throws the entire friend group out of the funeral. The episode closes with the friends walking away together while discussing the shock in size and texture of Carson's severed penis as if it's completely normal conversation. Despite all the chaos, heartbreak, death, and humiliation, their friendship remains intact.